Have you ever gone to bed feeling mostly fine, only to wake up the next morning a little more tired, a little more swollen, or just off without knowing why? Most people over 50 shrug it off as aging. But what if I told you those tiny changes might be the first quiet signs that your kidneys are struggling more than you realize? I'm Dr. Richard Hale. And before we go any further, I need you to hear this next part clearly because it could change the way you look at your nighttime routine forever. Every single night while you sleep peacefully, your kidneys are fighting to filter toxins, balance fluids, and keep your blood pressure under control. But for millions of Americans, this silent nightly battle is becoming harder and harder. The frightening part is that kidney decline rarely screams for attention. It whispers, it hides, it progresses quietly in the background until the damage is already underway. And by the time symptoms feel serious, creatinine levels have often been rising for months, sometimes even years. But here's the hopeful part, and I want you to hold on to this because it's the reason this video exists. Science now shows that the simple drink you choose before bed can either overload your kidneys even more or gently support them, helping reduce inflammation, improving filtration, and giving your body the overnight reset it desperately needs. And tonight I'm going to show you 5 bedtime drinks that do exactly that. Not myths, not trends, but research-supported choices that can quietly help your kidneys heal while you sleep. If you've been feeling tired, swollen, foggy, or worried about your creatinine levels, stay with me, because what you're about to learn might be the turning point your kidneys have been waiting for. When most people think about a bedtime drink, they imagine something warm and comforting, but they rarely think about something that actually supports the kidneys. And yet ginger tea does exactly that in a way that's almost deceptively simple. I've seen it firsthand in my practice. One of my patients, Eleanor, a 72-year-old retired librarian, used to tell me that her legs felt heavy every night and her mornings felt even heavier. Her creatinine had been slowly climbing for years. Nothing dramatic, nothing alarming on the surface, but enough to show her kidneys were quietly struggling. When we introduced one small habit, ginger tea before bed, she didn't expect much. But 6 weeks later, her lab results told a different story. Her creatinine dipped, her morning swelling improved, and she said her sleep felt cleaner, as if her body had finally caught its breath. So why ginger? Ginger is one of nature's strongest anti-inflammatory roots, and inflammation is one of the most damaging forces working against aging kidneys. When the microscopic filters inside your kidneys, the nephrons become irritated or inflamed, they simply can't keep up. Waste builds up, filtration slows, and creatinine begins rising silently in the background. Ginger doesn't just soothe that inflammation, it supports circulation and reduces oxidative stress, which are 2 of the biggest drivers behind kidney decline over age 50. And this isn't guesswork. A study published in Renal Failure showed that animals given ginger extract experienced significant decreases in both creatinine and urea, 2 of the clearest indicators of kidney strain. Other human studies have shown ginger's ability to regulate inflammation markers and support healthy blood flow, 2 pillars of kidney protection that often go unnoticed until it's too late. But laboratory data is only half the story. The other half is how ginger makes you feel and why it works so well at night. A warm ginger tea soothes the digestion, calms the nervous system, and sets the stage for deeper, more restorative sleep. And here's why that matters. Your kidneys repair themselves most effectively during high-quality sleep. If your nights are restless, shallow, or interrupted, your kidneys pay the price. But when your body relaxes deeply, inflammation naturally falls, blood pressure stabilizes, and the kidneys finally get the quiet hours they need to catch up on filtration. Ginger tea acts like a gentle signal. It tells your body it's time to heal now. If you've ever struggled with nighttime swelling, heavy legs, or waking up feeling foggy, ginger tea might be the simplest place to start. Slice an inch or 2 of fresh ginger, simmer it in water for 10 minutes, and enjoy it about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Add a bit of lemon or honey if you like. They only enhance the benefits. But knowing this alone isn't enough because there's another nighttime drink that works differently, cooling the body and hydrating the kidneys in a way ginger can't. And that's important because the next one isn't warm at all. And its simplicity surprises almost everyone who tries it. And while ginger works like a warm reset button for your kidneys, sometimes your body needs something gentler, cooler, and almost effortless, especially at night. That's where cucumber water with mint comes in, a drink that looks simple but plays a surprisingly powerful role in supporting kidneys that are tired, inflamed, or dehydrated. Most people underestimate hydration at night, yet it's one of the most overlooked factors behind rising creatinine levels after age 50. If your kidneys don't get enough fluid, even by a small margin, their filtration slows, waste lingers longer in your bloodstream, and you wake up feeling heavy, puffy, or foggy without knowing why. I remember a patient named Thomas, a 68-year-old former mechanic who insisted he drank plenty of water, but still woke up swollen every morning. His creatinine hovered above the normal range, and he couldn't figure out why. When we talked, I realized he barely drank anything in the evening because he was afraid of waking up at night. So instead, we tried something more balanced, a small amount of cucumber water with mint about 40 minutes before bed. Not a full bottle, not a giant mug. Just a modest glass to hydrate gently without interrupting sleep. 4 weeks later, he walked into my office and said, "Doc, my mornings finally feel light again," and his labs confirmed a slight drop in creatinine. Small change, real impact. Here's the science behind why it works. Cucumbers are more than 95% water, meaning they hydrate efficiently while delivering minerals like potassium and magnesium in tiny kidney-friendly doses. They also contain natural antioxidants, flavonoids, and tannins that calm the low-grade inflammation, silently affecting kidney filtration in older adults. A study published in Biomedicine and Pharmacotherapy showed that cucumber extract significantly reduced urea and creatinine levels in animals with kidney stress. That's not hype, that's measurable improvement in filtration efficiency. Mint adds another layer of benefit, easing digestion and reducing bloating, helping the body transition into a calmer parasympathetic state, which is exactly where kidney repair happens best. The best part is how simple it is. Slice half a cucumber into thin rounds, drop it into filtered water, and add a few fresh mint leaves. Let it infuse for at least an hour, or keep it in the fridge so it's ready in the evening. Drink a small glass 30 to 45 minutes before bed, enough to hydrate, but not enough to wake you up. Your kidneys rely on consistent, gentle hydration at night, not large amounts at once. This small ritual tells your body, "I'm giving you what you need," without overwhelming you. But even with hydration and cooling support, your kidneys sometimes need deeper cleansing, especially if inflammation has been building for years. Cucumber water helps lay the foundation, yet there's another drink that goes further, one that herbalists call a kidney tonic because of how it supports filtration on a cellular level. But knowing this alone isn't enough, because the next remedy works in a way most people have never even heard of. And it may be exactly what aging kidneys are missing. And while cucumber water gives your kidneys the gentle hydration they need to stay afloat through the night, some kidneys require deeper support, the kind that reaches into the microscopic filters themselves. That's where nettle leaf tea quietly steps in. It's not flashy, it's not sweet, and most people walk right past it in health stores without knowing they're ignoring one of the strongest natural allies aging kidneys have. Herbalists have called nettle a kidney tonic for generations, and for good reason. It doesn't just soothe, it helps cleanse, flush, and support the kidneys on a cellular level. I'll never forget a patient named Robert, a 71-year-old Navy veteran who'd spent decades pushing his body hard. His kidneys weren't failing, but they were tired, really tired. His creatinine had been creeping up little by little, and the swelling in his ankles was becoming a daily battle. When we talked about natural support, nettle leaf tea wasn't on his radar at all. In fact, he laughed and said, "Isn't that the plant that stings you?" And he was right. Raw nettle leaves will sting your skin. But once dried and brewed, they transform into something completely different, a deeply cleansing herbal tea that supports hydration, reduces inflammation, and encourages the kidneys to release built-up waste more efficiently. Robert gave it a try, 1 cup at night, 4 nights a week. By his next lab visit, his creatinine had dipped slightly, his morning swelling improved, and he told me he felt lighter from the inside out. The science behind nettle is even more convincing. Nettle leaves are packed with polyphenols and flavonoids, powerful antioxidants that target oxidative stress, one of the most destructive forces aging kidneys face. In a study published in the Avicenna Journal of Phytomedicine, researchers found that nettle extracts significantly reduce serum creatinine and urea in subjects with induced kidney stress. Even more remarkable, microscopic examination of kidney tissue showed signs of structural improvement. That means nettle wasn't just supporting filtration, it was helping protect the actual kidney cells themselves. For adults over 50 dealing with chronic inflammation, poor circulation, or long-term medication effects, this kind of cellular support can make a meaningful difference over time. Making nettle tea is simple, but quality matters. Choose organic dried nettle leaves, steep a teaspoon in hot water for 10 minutes, and sip it about 45 minutes before bed. The taste is earthy and mild, not sweet, but you can soften it with a bit of lemon or honey. What matters most isn't the flavor, it's the consistency. Your kidneys respond to routines, not one-time efforts. A few nights each week can create momentum your kidneys desperately need, especially if inflammation has been building silently for years. But knowing the cleansing power of nettle still isn't the full picture, because there's another nighttime remedy, warm, golden comforting, that doesn't just reduce inflammation, but helps your kidneys repair themselves while you sleep. And that matters because the next drink may be the most soothing and restorative one on this entire list, and most people still overlook it. And while nettle leaf tea works like a deep internal cleanser, sometimes your kidneys need something even more soothing, something that doesn't just flush or calm, but actively helps them repair overnight. That's where turmeric milk, often called golden milk, becomes one of the most comforting and powerful nighttime remedies you can give your body. At first glance, it looks simple: warm milk, turmeric, maybe a pinch of black pepper. But beneath that golden color lies one of the strongest anti-inflammatory compounds on the planet, curcumin. I once worked with a patient named Linda, a 65-year-old grandmother who struggled for years with high inflammation, poor sleep, and slowly rising creatinine. She tried almost everything, changing meals, lowering sodium, drinking more water, but her kidneys still felt strained. She told me she was exhausted in a way sleep didn't fix. When we added turmeric milk to her nighttime routine, she didn't expect much. Yet within just a few weeks, she said her mornings felt different. Her body felt less stiff. Her swelling eased, and she described her sleep as finally peaceful. Her lab work mirrored her words, her inflammation markers dropped, and her creatinine nudged down for the first time in months. That small shift mattered more than she realized. The science behind turmeric is incredibly strong. Curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, is one of the most studied natural anti-inflammatories in the medical world. Chronic inflammation is one of the leading causes of nephron damage, those microscopic filters inside your kidneys that keep waste moving out of your blood. A clinical trial published in the Journal of Renal Nutrition followed patients with early-stage chronic kidney disease and found that those taking curcumin supplements saw a significant drop in proteinuria and a remarkable 22% improvement in estimated GFR. That's not just symptom relief, that's real improvement in kidney function. When taken at night, curcumin works even better because your kidneys and immune system enter their natural repair phase during deep sleep. Turmeric milk is easy to make, and the warmth itself does half the work. Warm a cup of milk, dairy, or plant-based, add a teaspoon of turmeric, a small pinch of black pepper to boost absorption, and a bit of raw honey or cinnamon if you want a smoother flavor. Sip it slowly about an hour before bed. The warmth relaxes the muscles, lowers stress levels, and helps guide your body toward restorative sleep, the exact window in which inflammation drops and kidney cells begin repairing the most. But even knowing how powerful turmeric milk can be, the story doesn't end here, because the final drink on this list works differently from all the others, supporting not just inflammation and filtration, but also blood sugar, which quietly damages more kidneys after 50 than most people realize. And that's why the next drink may be the most underrated, most surprising, and most important one of all, especially if you're trying to protect your kidneys long-term. And while turmeric milk brings warmth, comfort, and deep anti-inflammatory repair, there's one more nighttime drink that works on a problem most people never think about, a quiet force that damages more kidneys after age 50 than salt dehydration or high blood pressure combined. That force is blood sugar. Even slightly elevated glucose at night can overload the delicate blood vessels inside your kidneys, making filtration harder and causing creatinine to creep upward month after month. And this is exactly where blueberry leaf tea becomes a hidden hero. Most people know blueberries are healthy, but very few realize the leaves of the plant contain even stronger kidney-supporting compounds. I once worked with a patient named Carol, a 69-year-old retired school teacher, who struggled with borderline diabetes for years. Her mornings were unpredictable. Some days she woke up energized. Other days, she felt drained, swollen, and mentally foggy. Her lab work revealed a pattern. The nights when her blood sugar spiked were the mornings her creatinine rose. We added blueberry leaf tea to her bedtime routine, not the berries, but the leaves. Within weeks, she began noticing steadier mornings, fewer energy crashes, and most importantly, more stable kidney numbers. She told me I didn't know something this small could steady my whole night. The science behind this is compelling. Blueberry leaves are rich in chlorogenic acid and proanthocyanidins, compounds shown to support insulin sensitivity, reduce oxidative stress, and improve blood vessel function. A study published in Phytotherapy Research found that blueberry leaf extract significantly improved insulin response and lowered markers of oxidative stress in diabetic subjects. This matters because high nighttime blood sugar stiffens the tiny blood vessels that feed your kidneys, reducing filtration efficiency and accelerating nephron damage. When your blood sugar stays stable overnight, your kidneys are under far less stress, and blueberry leaf tea helps make that stability possible. Making it is simple. Steep 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried blueberry leaves in hot water for 10 minutes. The taste is mild, slightly herbal, not fruity like the berries, but surprisingly calming. Some people add cinnamon or a strip of lemon peel for flavor and bonus metabolic support. Drink it warm about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. The gentle compounds go to work while you sleep, supporting healthy blood flow, balancing glucose and easing pressure on the kidneys that have already worked hard all day. And here's something many people forget. Kidney health is rarely about one big problem. It's usually a combination: inflammation, dehydration, oxidative stress, and blood sugar all interacting quietly in the background. That's why blueberry leaf tea fits perfectly as the final piece of your nighttime routine. It strengthens the one area that all the other drinks don't directly target: metabolic stability. But even knowing this isn't the complete picture, because bringing all 5 remedies together at night can create a powerful rhythm your kidneys desperately need, and that rhythm is what we're about to unravel next. And that matters because how you use these drinks together may determine whether your kidneys simply maintain or finally begin to recover. Your kidneys work for you every hour of every day, often without thanks, without rest, and without recognition. And if you're still here with me right now, it tells me something important: you care about your health more than you realize. You're not just watching a video. You're choosing to take back control of your body, one small nighttime habit at a time. And I want you to know this, that choice matters. Healing doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen through consistency, patience, and the belief that your body can still work with you, not against you. Before you go, I want to encourage you to save this video so you can come back to it whenever you need a reminder, a recipe, or simply a little motivation on the days that feel harder than others. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel. I post new kidney health guidance every week, practical science-based insights designed specifically for people over 50 who want to stay strong, stay informed, and stay one step ahead of rising creatinine inflammation and kidney decline. Turn on notifications so you never miss something that could make a real difference for you or someone you love. And here's my final message to you from one human being to another. No matter what your lab numbers say today, your story isn't finished. Your kidneys are incredibly resilient. They respond to care, to nourishment, to the small choices you make before bed, and the routines you build day by day. You are not powerless. You are capable of changing the direction of your health starting tonight. So take a deep breath, choose the drink that feels right for you, and give your kidneys the kindness they've been quietly asking for. You deserve to feel better tomorrow than you did today, and I'll be right here guiding you every step of the way.